No, do we know who won the Danimals trip?
Oh, do we know who won it? No, I don't think it was ever disclosed to the public.
It's lost information. Well, I mean, Trump's releasing the JFK files right now and the MLK files, so they might as well. That's next on the list, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it should be. Should be.
Okay. A few weeks ago, Marshall and I did a bar draft for the Penn State bars because he came up here for a visit, and overwhelmingly, I won. It was a complete shutout, as I had anticipated.
Did you get a 5-0 sweep?
I did get a 5-0 sweep, but hey, we'll do
Damn.
a video game draft some point, and then you'll like kick my ass.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, the statistics are champs versus brothers. I picked champs. Marshall picked brothers. 71% to 29%. Cafe versus Pickles, 77% to 23%. Doggies to Gaff, 88%, 12%. P-Mans versus Sharkies, 75% to 25%, a little more in your favor. And finally, first, 89% to 11% Basement. I didn't know Basement had that many haters, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, neither did I. I mean, you would know more about it than I would.
Oh no, yeah, as it goes. What did you review, Marshall? I had you watch a video for your loss.
All right, let's go read the title of this just so I don't botch it. He had me review a Conan O'Brien special. Triumph attends the premiere of Star Wars: Attack of the Clone Wars.
Yes.
This was one ridiculous video, I will not lie.
What happens in the video?
So we have Conan O'Brien saying, he's going to send a reputable source to a bunch of Star Wars fans standing outside of theaters days, weeks, possibly even months before the movie even released. And I don't know if you guys know who Triumph is, but it is a puppet dog. I believe it's a pug if I'm looking at the dog correctly.
Or like a Rottweiler or something.
Yeah, honestly, no, it is a Rottweiler. I'm wrong on the pug talk.
No, you're good.
And this dude is just blasting, putting people that like Star Wars on blast for basically a whole 12-minute span.
Oh my god,
I believe the one that really had me like losing it was there was a pregnant lady there.
No.
and he asked how long she was due, and she said, I believe it was 6 months from then. And he said that is the last piece of female genitalia he will ever see after he leaves your womb. And it had me fucking dying. I could not believe that he is allowed to say this shit on the air. But I mean, yeah, again, it was also, 2003?
Yeah, around that.
I mean, the time kind of fits for this, because this was like the last era of where you could get away with saying some of that stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's so simplistic, but it's so effective. My favorite is the Darth Vader suit. He was like, "What is this? What do you have here on your suit?" And he's like, and in like a crappy, like the suit looks great, but the voice is crappy. He's like, "I use this to breathe." He's like, "All right, so you use this to breathe, and which one do you use to call your mom to pick you up?"
Yeah, that one was another good one. That one was another banger.
What did you think about the Lord of the Rings dude who showed up?
I was pleasantly surprised. Too bad I don't know the character's name because I never actually watched The Lord of the Rings. Cole will put me on blast for that.
I've never seen it either. It's okay.
What really had me interested was the dude from fucking Star Trek coming and whipping everybody off at the end. That was really good.
Yeah, they brought in Spock. Oh my god. And he's like whipping them off. It's such a funny sketch. What do you rate the sketch?
What do I rate the sketch? I'm going to change it up a little bit. Instead of our standard 1 out of 5, I'll do a 1 out of 10.
Okay.
And I am going to rate it a 7.5.
I've seen this video so many times. It is a 10 out of 10. For me to poop on. All right. So kicking us off today, we have my good friend Lucas Delaney joining us. Lucas is not only a Penn State student with me, he's also the director of photography on the thesis film that I've been working on nonstop for the past year and a half. Lucas?
How's it going?
It's great. Thank you for coming on the show. We picked you specifically because Good Will Hunting, I remember you made this a point. This is your favorite movie, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. I think the first time I saw it, I don't know what it was. It just stuck with me for a long time. And I don't know, every time I think about, like, a movie I loved, I remember I had to watch it for class, and I remember sitting in class watching this movie.
When was the first time you saw this movie?
So it was about a year ago. I was in a class for Penn State about screenwriting, and we watched Good Will Hunting as an example of good writing, and it just stuck with me.
Of course, it has good writing. The title's a pun. What class was it? Was it Pearl or Anne? Who took it?
No, I believe it was 346, 342.
Who did you have for that?
Marty.
Oh, I forgot Marty hosts 342. Marty's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Marsh, have you ever seen Good Will Hunting before?
No, this was a first time watch for me.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of it?
This movie, not only as you two just said, is great in writing. This movie is also kind of relatable if you look at it from a certain perspective, because everyone that gets brought onto this earth is gifted with something, whether it's something as simple as physical aspects or, in Will Hunting's case, his knowledge and his brain power. And for him to want to kind of use this defense mechanism that he uses throughout the entire movie, in where he kind of just bashes everybody for their wrongdoings instead of him trying to realize what he is doing wrong. I can get behind that, especially for someone that has went through this much abuse and miscarriage his entire upbringing, that it's the only thing that he can do to get people to shut up and leave him alone.
I can certainly relate to the element of self-sabotage. I feel like in my own delusions of grandeur, I've been given a lot of great opportunities over the past couple years to broaden my horizons in ways I could have never imagined. And you end up in this bubble when you deal with these successes. And I feel like in a lot of ways, I feel like I don't deserve what I've gotten. I don't deserve what I've earned. And that's how I personally relate to the arc.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I can understand that.
in the same kind of take, I think when we were talking about this, it was what stuck with me is I think especially in an industry like ours where, when you pull off something that connects with people, people tend to give you a lot of praise about it, but sometimes you do have to remember, like, there are still things that you're not good at. There's still things that you have to learn, and the only way to do that is to experience them or talk with other people. I think that's part of why I love this movie so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great damn statement. I won't lie.
So we have Will Hunting, who we can all relate to, regardless of where our perspectives are, regardless of our place in the world. What do we think about the other characters in this film?
Well, we might as well get the big one out of the way, which is Sean McGuire, uh, Will Hunting's main therapist that he has. He goes through about, I think, 2, 3, or 4 therapists before this until we get to Sean.
Yeah.
And Sean tries to be this kind of father figure to him because it's not something he ever really had his pretty much entire life. He's went through foster care and orphan homes and all this kind of nonsense. And he feels bad for him because, he realizes what he can do, and he sees that he is just shutting everyone out because he doesn't want to deal with the problems that he has. Lucas, you want to know something?
What's up?
Guess where I saw this scene where Sean McGuire tells Will Hunting it's not your fault.
Tell me, say it ain't so, Marshall. Say it ain't what I think it is.
Oh, say it fucking
No.
so, pal. I saw it from Family Guy.
No, this is the fourth movie that we have.
I believe it's the 5th.
It is the 5th. I plead the 5th. No.
Yeah, it's bad. I remember watching the episode of Family Guy, and then Brian starts saying that to Stewie. And then when I saw this scene while I was watching the movie, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Just totally ruined it. Just took you out.
Did you know that that's where it was from before?
No, had no idea.
That's crazy.
Dude, I love the therapist character just because, I mean, we all place ourselves within the perspective of Will Hunting, just because of our own personal experiences. When I say we all, I mean just like this group of us. And so, I have a good relationship with my dad. It has its ups and downs, of course, but obviously seeing something as emotionally cathartic as that final not that's not even the final scene between them, but like those final scenes with them, just because the acting is so good. The acting is so good. It
Yeah, it's
really
absolutely stellar.
it moves me emotionally, and I feel like there are very few movies that could do that. There was another movie that did a very similar thing, therapy wise. I can't recall what it was, but it had a similar. I don't know if it was House of Games or something. There was something that reminded me of this movie in terms of like the therapy setup, but that doesn't hold a candle to this just because of how good the acting is. The acting is just off the wall.
I mean, to kind of build off of that, I saw some reviews of this a few days ago, and one of the things that they said made this movie so good is like the relationship between Matt Damon and Robin Williams. It felt like they were genuinely like friends trying to make each other laugh in these therapy scenes. It wasn't like, oh, laugh on this cue, where some actors, like, you can kind of tell,
Yeah.
but with them, it was genuinely like these two actually find each other hilarious.
Also, might as well throw this in there. Rest in peace to the late but great Robin Williams.
He's my favorite actor. I mean, Bryan Cranston's amazing, but I will always be drawn to a project just because of Robin's ability to make me
Really?
cry.
Is he your favorite actor of all time? I never knew that.
Yeah, I did not realize this either until like the last year. His ability
I can respect that. I can respect that answer.
his ability to make me laugh as hard as he makes me cry, no one else has ever done it. And I also feel a strong connection of it because my mother loves him dearly.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning, it's his role is kind of always just to be there as like the best friend, the goofy best friend to make Will look smart. And then at the end of towards the end of the film, when it's like, if I forget how, like, the exact line, but like, if you're still here in 20 years, like,
Oh, whoa, what, the scene at the concrete place?
yeah, I think that's when we really start to see, like, okay, no, this guy genuinely cares about Will
Yeah.
and wants to see him succeed more than he wants their friendship to, I don't want to say continue, but he sees Will's success as bigger than his friendship with him.
Which is huge. That's just like that's a genuine friendship. You see that with people all the time, depending on where they're raised in this country. People come from like different economic classes.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I did really like at the final scene we do see of Chucky, when he actually goes and knocks on his door and he gets his wish to come true. Because you can see the disdain in his eyes at first, with him realizing that his friend is gone,
Son
and then
of a
you see him
bitch.
smirk at the end before the camera pans away, because he's happy that he finally took his advice and went with it.
Yeah. It's like the ultimate feel good movie. And I don't mean that it does so in an undeserved way. I remember on my first watch, I felt the first act was a little cheesy, a little forced, but upon rewatch, I mean, it really just emphasizes how much of a feedback loop Will is in, just hanging out with these people all the time, doing the same thing, getting into fights with people, and for obvious reasons, they pin Will against characters who are less redeemable than him, so that we root for him, even though he's attacking these people. It's simple, like textbook 101 writing, but it's still the film just flows so organically, and I'm never lost. I'm never bored.
I think also,
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. This movie did not have me sitting there questioning why am I watching like a dude go through the desert on a camel, or like a kid walking through a war field, just sitting there just walking through it. Like, this movie, just scene after scene after scene, there was always something happening that was at least somewhat interesting to somebody.
well, Lucas, you were talking about the first act, and something I was noticing when I was watching some scenes earlier is while it is a little slow plot wise, we see it from his perspective.
Yeah.
Like, there's some scenes when they're all driving in the car and the camera takes the role of somebody who's in like the passenger seat or the back seat. So we're really in Will's world, and I think more than anything really story-wise, that's more of what the first act has to offer, because we're in his world, so I think that's why we connect with him a little bit more than we would if it was just more traditional, I guess.
And I love that comment too because it really points out I'm always talking about writing just because I'm a writer. You're a cinematographer and you're talking about, the camera, the direction. I just think it's cool how so many people can have different sort of perspectives on the same piece of art. It lives within its own realm. What did we think about the love interest? What did we think about that arc?
What did we think about that arc? That is a great question. Let me conjure up an answer here. Lucas, if you want to chime in here, go right at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also helps. I mean, it's intended this way, but it helps to show Will's flaws. I think having Sean be the one that constantly points out things that Will needs to be working on is effective, but if Sean's the only one saying it, it doesn't carry as much weight. With the love interest Skylar, we see that okay, she's also pointing these things out to Will, and in the end, Chucky points these things out to Will. So having multiple characters that kind of reinforce Sean's points.
Yeah, they're all telling him the same thing, but he's still not biting on it.
Yeah, I think that's its strongest point.
It's a
What I
film.
found really interesting is that she's from what would the United Kingdom,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, the UK.
What I found really interesting is how she kind of was getting used to American customs, I guess, in a sense, because you can tell she's not like your standard or your stereotypical United Kingdom woman. She's
Yeah,
kind of
it's grounded.
starting to adapt over to how Americans talk, how they act. Like, for instance, that joke that she cracked at that bar where it was she had a story about two old people, and the old dude, I think it was his birthday, she asked the old woman for a blowjob, and she made the mannerism of her taking her gums out or her dentures and then giving him a teethless blowjob. I was kind of baffled at that they were able to throw that. Is this a rated R movie?
It is.
What is the rating on this?
It's rated
Oh,
R.
okay.
Apparently, this is one of the this movie because you don't notice it because it's such a feel good movie. It's one of the top movies in terms of F-bomb drops.
I honestly didn't even pay attention to that. I won't lie.
No, yeah, a lot of them are like subtle, like whispering and stuff.
And you know what? I can hear that in a Boston accent too.
Yeah,
you're
that's
saying
true.
that, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Boston accents.
It's true. You're so immersed into it. The comedy was great. This was a really funny film, funnier than I remembered it.
Yeah, this had a lot of hilarious moments. I wish I could think of one specifically, but there was just too many to talk about.
Yeah, they're quick. They never drag on, which is good. There's nothing that feels prolonged in this film. The pacing's really strong. I want to make one final mention before we wrap this up. I love how much love is a part of this movie because it is sure a film about ambition. It's a film about confidence, but at the end of the day, this is a character who has never known love except for with his friends, with his crew, because they're the only ones who've been loyal to him. And the discomfort that this character shows when the professor, when Skylar, when Dr. Sean McGuire goes out of their way to embrace him, I feel like I myself am so averse to happiness. I love the happiness of others. I project happiness all the time, but when I'm faced with too much happiness, depending on the type, especially if it's genuine, it makes me uncomfortable. It poses the question that I think Will's constantly thinking of. This is too good to be true. This is all bullshit.
Yeah, because that's the only idea that's ever going on in the back of his mind, because it's all he's used to due to the amount of abuse and abandonment he's dealt with his own parents, and then the amount of foster parents that he's went through with. I believe, if I remember correctly, there was a quote. I think it was in his first interview with Sean. It was a pipe wrench, a hammer, and a belt, and his dad said, "Pick one."
Yeah,
and to me, that is just absolutely mind-boggling that, I mean, I guess for the time frame it makes sense because obviously in our day and age, you can't really hit kids anymore.
Well, I think it's crazy that we've talked about so much of this film, and like the abuse that he saw as a child wasn't even something that we brought up, because everything else in this movie is like so strong. Like they don't put necessarily the abuse as the key issue.
It's a subtext, yeah.
Yeah. It like by the
And
time
they never
you get
even
there, it's
show
like,
any
wow.
of it either.
Yeah, you only get like a few
Yeah.
flashing images and like the
Mhm.
files that he gives the doctor.
Yeah, we never see him actually go through any of this, so we just have to sit there and kind of like plug the pieces together. But that's what also makes it great, because of the fact that it has viewer interaction, and that's something that a lot of great movies do, because they want the people to kind of get their own perspective on it, because that's what gets people talking.
Guess what happens next? Exactly. Do you have anything else you want to mention?
No, I mean, I just think this is a movie that everyone should see, because, I mean, like we talked about, it's about the ambition, but you also see, like, the human side of it, that at the end of the day, we all still have things to learn, and that sometimes we're our own worst enemy.
I can definitely relate to that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Lucas, for joining us on this conversation. This was just always a thrill to talk with friends. That's why I started this podcast, just to talk with my best friend about this.
It was a pleasure having you, Lucas.
Thank you very much.
What are we thinking in terms of the rating, Marsh?
What are we thinking in terms of the rating? You know what? I'm doing it. 5-star. Lock it in.
Yeah, when I was thinking, film that I can't find any flaws with, anything that I would have done differently, gets a 4.5. So the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, yeah, 4.5, because it's just that great. There's nothing really that I look at that I say, oh, this could have been done different. No. But when it comes to that relatability factor, because films that get a 5 from me usually mean something personally to me, and I resonate a lot with this character. I resonate a lot with his arc, even if I don't behave like him. I feel like part of me definitely can put myself in his perspective. Even though I've had a much better, comfier life than him, the emotional resonance still lands. So I'm also giving this a 5.
All right. And on that note, Lucas, where's it going on the list?
Lucas, you also give this a 5, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think.
Yeah, it's his favorite movie of all time. I mean,
Yeah.
that's to be expected.
Yeah, no, definitely a 5. I think, like you guys talked about, I think everybody has something to learn from this movie.
All right. So the list. I feel like I'm not against putting it above Come and See, but I don't think it's.
Come and see one right now.
No, 2001 is number 1.
2001 is number 1.
I feel like
Okay.
2001
So
still beats
read me the
this.
top 5 quick.
Top
if you don't mind.
5. Number 5, we have Joker. Number 4, American Beauty. Number 3, Old Boy. Number 2, Come and See. Number 1, 2001.
Yeah, this might have to take that 2 slot, Lucas.
All right, sounds
I'm not
good.
gonna lie.
Good Will Hunting takes number 2 in the list, dethroning Come and See. It's been taking that spot for weeks now. Next week, we'll be talking about the 2000 film Requiem for a Dream. This one's a trip. I'm excited to check it out.
Is this a first-time watch for you? Because it is for me.
Oh, no.
Oh, you've seen this
no.
already?
This is
Alright.
one of the most memorable watches I've ever had. You have not seen... Enjoy the film.
I will do. And anyone watching or listening, peace the hell out.